Hey Jordan, aka Lynn, what's up? Sending my salutations from the depths of New York City. I am confined myself to a nice group study room in Bopes because it is so cold outside. I hope you're staying warm wherever you are. I'm still even bundled up because, gosh, I need to just stay warm somehow. It's so cold. Anyway, I wanted to send you this video instead of like a long email or a long Facebook message. I think it's a lot easier just to listen to as opposed to read this huge essay. I just wanted to send this video about just a vision cast about an amazing thing that I'm getting involved with. I made a couple posts on the InterVarsity Facebook group before, but I just want to explain it more right now. I had mentioned that I'm getting involved with a church plant happening in Brooklyn. I don't know if you remember, there's a pastor that was at the Apologetics Cafe meeting when you went to it. His name is Stephen Stallard, if you remember, and he brought his family over too. They're working with Graffiti Church and the Apologetics Cafe right now, but his true mission is actually to make a church plant in Brooklyn. He came from all the way to Florida, got a lot of fundraising, and his vision for Brooklyn is to create a church called Mosaic. And I'll explain this because he's targeting a specific place called Crown Heights. And if you ask anyone about Crown Heights, if they know some American history, if they've been around here for quite a while, they'll know Crown Heights is the place of racism and a lot of racial tension and riots actually. Back in like the mid-1900s, like 1960s, I think, there was actually riots between the Jewish population and the black population. And there's just been a lot of racial tension too. Even it's just a place that's very racially diverse, but instead of using that diversity and celebrating it, it's been a lot of division and tension. Even amongst the black population, there's so many different groups. There's the Haitian group, there's a Caribbean group, there's an African American group, there's an African group, there's Asians there, and all these different people that just exist there. The incredible thing is that when I was walking through Crown Heights, I walked down a couple streets and there were so many churches already there, So when I went to Stephen's place, he lives in Crown Heights right now, I asked him, like, hey, what's going on? There's so many churches here. And it turns out that there's many of these churches exist here, but they're very, ethnocentric, I guess, is the philosophical, sophisticated term. It's basically, there's a lot of churches there, but they're very weak and disconnected. It's like only like a Haitian church, or like only African American church, or only Asian church. They're not unified like they should be. One body of Christ. And so Stephen's vision is to come to this place of a lot of racial tension, a lot of racial diversity, and to bring them all together to create a multi-ethnic church. That's why he's calling his church Mosaic, bringing these bits and pieces, all these different groups together to make one beautiful, great artwork. The way the church should be, one beautiful and great, one body of Christ in unison, unity and all that great stuff. And so it's a disciple-driven church, and right now he's taking me under his wing to really build me up and to show me like what it's like to build a church plant. When I went there, he invited me to really be on the core team of his church to help out and build it up. And so when I went there, I was very nervous. I actually wanted to say no because I'm just a junior in college. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I don't know if I was ready to commit to this church. I like going to Redeemer and stuff like that, but just this vision about what he's talking about, making this disciple-driven church. I had always loved discipleship, creating this this church that's like fighting the racial tension. Brooklyn is also a place that needs God's kingdom. Manhattan has a lot of churches that are just building up, and it's great, Redeemer and stuff like that. But right now it's Brooklyn's time to shine. Manhattan has been building up, and Brooklyn needs God's kingdom too. And so actually a lot of church planters are going to Brooklyn to build these churches, including Stephen. And so I remember you talked before about, your long-term goal was to go to Africa and to do missions and stuff like that. So I know you're a person that's very on board for God's kingdom and like spreading that everywhere. And I don't know exactly what your future plans are, whether it's to, get involved with a program or to, pursue higher education, all that kind of stuff. We should catch up about that. But my dream is also to do stuff like that, to bring God's kingdom wherever He's calling me. And I think that this opportunity is so great because, we've been involved with fellowship and church and stuff like that, but I've never been part of a church plant, of seeing the strategy and the missions and all this kind of stuff, being part of a family, like growing up from the very beginning, the beginning of a church plant as opposed to coming in onto a church when it's already developed and stuff. I think that's such an exciting opportunity that I have right now. And even though I might not know much about it, I trust God that He's going to really use this to use me to build this church up and to bring my specific gifts and perspectives, and also for this church to really equip me for my future. Maybe I'll stick with this church. Maybe I'll become a pastor, or just learn a lot and stay in Brooklyn, or maybe not. Maybe after a few years I'll leave. That's a very big possibility. But I think God is just really calling me just to step out of my boundaries. I've been part of an Asian church all my life. Now I'm a part of an Asian fellowship. I think it's great that God is giving me this chance to really be part of a multi-ethnic church. And, I want to reach out to you because I just see your vision for missions. I just see, whenever I see you, most of the time you're reaching out to the Muslim community. And it's just, gosh, it really is inspiring to see you do that. I think a lot of the people in AACF kind of stick to themselves, stick to the Asian community, and I don't know how much the multi-ethnic MEF reaches out, but I see that within you. I see just your drive and your love for a multi-ethnic and just church, multi-ethnic fellowship, and just reaching out to different groups. And that's why I'm reaching out to you. When Stephen reached out to me, he asked me to be on the core team of planning. The church is actually not going to open until next September 7th. There's a lot of planning that's going on. And I don't even know what I'm doing right now. I have no idea what my role is. We're having our first meeting tomorrow with the core team. And so maybe I'll help out with the college program. Maybe they might do small groups. Maybe I just might lead a small group. I could just give them a different perspective because I'm a college student still. I'm a bit younger than them. I come from a different background. But even though it's scary, maybe it's, I don't really know what's going on. I think it's just a leap of faith that I'm trying to take. And I really think God has called me to this. And I'm just vision casting you to this now because we need to build our core team too. We're only around 6 guys. We need a lot more members in order to really build this church up and be ready for September. And I say, if you have a vision for a multi-ethnic church, for reaching out to this New York City, for reaching out to unreached groups and a racially diverse but broken kind of community, and if you're willing to take that leap of faith with us, I say, talk to me. I could definitely hook you up with Stephen too. He's a great vision caster. He really drove deep within my heart his vision. And so, I just wanted to talk to you, give you this opportunity to be on board with us, be on the core team, and just, if you still have a lot of questions, just like me, that's okay. I really hope that, we can keep in dialogue and talk about it. I think that's it. I didn't know this video would be this long. Sorry, but I hope you have been vision casted, and we can always talk about how you want to be involved, if it's just a minor commitment or if you want to delve in deeper and learn more about church planting and stuff like that. I hope I'm not forgetting anything. Disciple-driven church, multi-ethnic, you're a cool girl. I think that's it. Okay, so feel free to respond, give me a call, text, anything. If you wanted Steven's information, I'll put it in text or something. But yeah, I think that's it. I hope that's it. Okay. If I forget anything, I'll tell you. But yeah, I hope you're having a great break. We should catch up definitely when you get back. Okay, now I'm going to say bye. Bye-bye.